Welcome to the More Than Just a Type podcast, a place where we explore what it takes to live your best life. I'm your host, Taja Cato, expert in type 1 diabetes and fat loss, entrepreneur, and lover of all things fitness and personal development. Each week, we'll bring you a tangible tool, tip, or insight that'll inspire you and empower you to take action, achieve your goals, and live your best life. So today, actually, this question came up about insulin pump. And you know what? I have been using my pump for probably not that long compared to some of you guys. I got my pump, I think it was like 2 years ago, but I remember feeling really insecure. I had so many questions even before I got a pump because it was kind of like all of a sudden I felt ready to get one, but for years I didn't. And I honestly, it was like the simple questions, even when it came to my Dexcom, my continuous glucose monitor, I was like, these simple little questions I have, I just, for some reason, can't find any answers to. And so this question was asked to me the other day, and it reminded me of just all the questions I had that I could never find answers to. So the question is really good. I don't know if it's something you yourself have wondered or ever wondered before, but the question is, I'm about to get my first pump, and I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling nervous about it. Where and how do you wear your pump? Like, where do you put it when you're sleeping? Most people, I guess, put their pump in their, like, clip it to their bra or put it in their pocket. But, like, where do you put it? And this is a question that is really legit. And before we dive into this episode, I'd actually like to know a weird, maybe not weird, because this question isn't weird, but a question that you have that you oddly can't find the answer to. Like this question today, like where do you put your insulin pump? It sounds like such a question where we should be able to find a quick answer to, like you should just be able to Google it. But for some reason, it's one of those questions that we all have, but maybe we don't really talk about a lot. So what is a question that you have that you either are looking for the answer or you were looking for the answer and then you found it? Tag me on Instagram or send me a DM at Taja Cato. I'd love to know. I know that there's so much we can learn from each other, but there's a lot of these questions and answers floating around. So I'd love to hear some of yours. If you enjoy this episode today, if it inspires you in some way, or if it was helpful to you in any way, please take a second to rate and review this podcast. I know I sound like a broken record, but honestly, when you take the time to rate and review this podcast, it really helps this podcast out a lot, and it makes it possible for other people to find this show and benefit from listening to this content as well. And if you've already taken the time to leave me a review or rate the podcast, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. And don't forget that when you do take a second to subscribe to this podcast, it'll ensure that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes or bonus content. So I have the Tandem T-Slim insulin pump, which means that I also have that super annoying tubing. And this is the only pump that I've ever had. And I use the shortest tubing, which still sometimes gets in the way of certain things. Like I have to make sure, depending on where my site is, I have it neatly tucked somewhere so it doesn't snag on a door handle. But when I'm sleeping, the tubing can come in handy because I will literally stick it underneath my pillow. That way I don't roll around on it and it doesn't, like I've literally woken up in the morning sometimes when I have tubing wrapped around my body and I'm like, this is kind of hazardous, right? So, or I've even ripped out my site before. So I always put it under my pillow so it's just out of the way. And I don't know how it is. I'm like trying to think. When I roll over, when I switch sides, somehow it's just fine. Maybe I roll over with it subconsciously. I just take it with me. I don't know. But I wake up and it's like right next to me or under my pillow. So that's what I do when I'm sleeping. And then during the day, it really depends what I'm wearing. But for example, right now, the leggings that I'm wearing don't have any pockets, and neither does my shirt. So I literally just kind of stuck it at the top of my pants because I'm just hanging around the house. But I do have a clip that came with my pump, but I don't always use it because it's a little bit bulky. But when I use the clip, I'll use it if I'm going out, like if I'm getting dressed up, and I can then clip it to usually my top. Like if I'm wearing a tank top, I'll just clip it to the back of my shirt or the side of my shirt and kind of like underneath where my armpit is. Or if I'm at the beach, I will use the clip so that I can clip it to my bathing suit bottoms or even my bathing suit top. Real quick, I'm interrupting this episode because I don't want you to miss your chance to enter to win my Fat Loss for Type 1's program. It's the complete roadmap to fat loss for people living with type 1 diabetes, and we get to work together for 6 full weeks, helping you achieve your weight loss goal. I'm so excited. So if you want to lose weight, this is your chance to win the entire program. To enter for your chance to win, just go to diabeticfitnessworld.com/win. I will also link to this in the show notes. If I'm wearing jeans, I find it super easy to just keep my insulin pump in my back pocket. That's what I do. It's easy to just pull out if I need it. If I don't have pockets in my pants, and I'm wearing a bra or a sports bra, I will just tuck it into the side of my bra, like underneath my armpit, but more towards the back so it doesn't like look super bulky in that area. Like I don't even see it. Maybe people from behind can see it, but that's where I keep it. And again, it's easy for me to just kind of like pull out if I need it. And if I'm working out, I will usually be wearing leggings. Like sometimes I'll stick it in my sports bra because it's pretty snug there. But if my leggings have pockets, I will just keep the pump in my pocket. So that's what I do. I don't have any special technique. I know that there's these like, I don't know what they're called. Maybe one of you guys knows, but they're like things that can strap around your thigh that you can kind of hide your pump in, but I've never used any of those. Maybe they'd be good to use if you're like going out and wearing a dress, but in that case, I've just found it easy to clip my pump to the back of my dress, and there you go. There you have it. I hope this episode is helpful to you. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know where you keep your insulin pump. Take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in your answer on your Instagram story, or send me a DM on Instagram at Taja Cato. I love you, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.